So for this Armory video, I want to answer the question, why does T-Rex Arms sell Garmin watches? And there are two answers to that question. The first is because the ability to keep track of the passage of time is really, really important, and the second is why Garmin specifically. But that first one is really important. There is a concept, there's an idea out there, this comes from a historian named David S. Landis, and he says that the three most important technological inventions in human history are gunpowder, which, if you're following T-Rex Arms, pretty self-evident, and you probably agree, you're on board for that one. Second one is eyeglasses, which is a little harder to explain, but you got to remember that as soon as you have eyeglasses on master craftsmen, you get another 20, possibly 30 years of them doing super fine close work that they were not able to do without eyeglasses. So the quality of craftsmanship and the ability to invent stuff just explodes once eyeglasses come onto the scene. And then you have the ability to keep track of time with watches. And watches do a whole bunch of things, like they enable navigation to happen, and they enable more complicated automation in machines to happen. But just the sheer ability to accurately keep track of time has a massive, massive implication for civilization. It allows the individual to keep track of the hours that he has in the day so that he can be more productive. But it also allows for far greater teamwork, because it means that now many people can coordinate their actions and their efforts together, and you can get a lot better capabilities out of that. So watches are important. I know you're going to say, I got a clock on my phone, so why do I need a watch? Hey, it's just a handy thing to have, and it's very important that you actually have something that is accurate and works well. So there's several different types of watches that are popular within, should we say, the tactical community, the gun community, the internet, T-Rex Armory, YouTube channel viewing community. The first is obviously mechanical watches, and mechanical watches are phenomenal. They harken back to the original watches and capabilities. This is an auto winding Sangen, and it is a very rugged, durable tool watch. But as awesome as these watches are, as cool as they are, as much as they are appreciated by other cool guys, and I like them too, because they are that perfect mix of mechanical engineering and art and history that I love. What I kind of prefer is a mechanical electronic watch like these Citizens. This is a Citizen watch that is solar powered, it is more durable, it is more accurate, and it's going to last for longer. This is one that I wore for about 15 years, and it has been sitting, because the band broke, it's been sitting on my windowsill for the last 18 months, and it still is keeping really good time. So if you want a simple mechanical watch, I really appreciate the solar watches from Citizen and from Seiko, but we don't sell those at T-Rex. And the reason is, watches are a very personal thing. If you want just a timekeeping device, there are a million manufacturers who make great things, and even if we were to just pick, say, for example, Citizen, there are so many styles and types and capabilities of watches. It's just a very personal thing for you to decide on. But then there's a new category of watch now, smart watches. And again, there's the Citizen smart hybrid watches, there's the Samsung watches, there's the Apple watches, there's all these smart watches now. But Garmin has focused on a type of watch that gives you more capability, is really focused on some specific things, and they just accomplish that in a way unlike any of their other competitors. The closest would be Polar or Sun2, but Garmin really has a wide ecosystem of watches and things that work really well with other things. So you can have a Garmin watch that talks to your Garmin InReach device, that talks to your Garmin handheld, that talks to your Garmin crossbow scope, that talks to your Garmin chrono. That is just a really useful thing. Actually, it goes far beyond that. If you are a fisherman, you can have watches that talk to the autopilot on your boat and lets you see sonar and radar and stuff like that. If you are a pilot, you can have a full Garmin glass cockpit and a fancy watch that talks directly to that. So yeah, so Garmin does a lot of cool things, and they have a whole bunch of different cool watches. But we have really dialed in on watches that are specifically useful for GPS capability, navigation, and the instinct devices that are really affordable and really indestructible are the ones that we've decided to carry. And we may branch out in the future as they continue to develop stuff, because they do continue to push some of the bounds of technology and to build smartwatches that are full of capability, but also pretty indestructible and have battery life for days, weeks, months, or with some of the solar watches now, essentially indefinitely. So hopefully that answers your question. If you're interested in specific Garmin watches, you can head out to our site. If you want to ask questions about them, you can talk to our customer service guys. And if you want to get into other watches, which are cool and awesome, and I would never discourage you from buying, you'll have to go elsewhere. But you're already on YouTube, so it should be pretty straightforward to find those.